We out here.
Are we out here? We here.
We here.
And we don't play that. We don't play around. We don't play that.
We don't play around. Gang.
Who's that from again?
What?
Rap was the game out of the MVP.
All right.
What? That's what I'm saying. What? What are you talking about?
What? Oh. Hi. Hi, everyone. How's everybody doing today? Sorry, I'll eat my candy. My candy is delicious. Okay. So, welcome to another True Story, bro. We here. We there. He over there. He over there. I'm here. But the one thing we are.
What?
Yes. I want to do that to fuck everybody up. Just
Nigga, you just cast a whole magic spell.
I know, and I do have a wand. Don't play with me.
Gross.
Mission successful. Well done.
Yes.
Well done.
All right. So, welcome to another episode of True Story, bro. I'm here. I'm here around house, and we have a great show today. But first we get there, we have some people to introduce, and they can introduce themselves. I'm gonna pass it to the other lustrous beard besides myself. If you can see my shit.
I know.
He
My
got the
boy out here looking fresh with the beard. You know what I'm saying? He out here using the beard struggle products. People, let's go.
And they work. Look at him. Look
They
at him.
work.
His beard
As
don't
you
look
can see,
tasty.
it work. He not looking
That's
hopeless
just
no more.
So smooth as fuck. No, that's it. Mm-hmm.
He's not looking homeless no more. He is delivered. What's going on, guys? Matt has no nickname. I'm here chilling, protesting it up this week. You know what I'm saying?
Gay.
I know by the time y'all see this, it's probably gonna be maybe like what a week or so from now.
It ain't gonna be over though.
But it's not gonna be over. It's not. And you know, out in Jersey City and Newark, all this I've seen like everywhere. But you know, this is where we live now, and we just got to make sure that we push to continue to set our message straight. You know what I'm saying? Because this is for everybody. This is not just for for one specific amount of people. Us minorities as a whole. You know, it's got to set up.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the person who actually I think shouted us out the other day. I don't remember their name. Craig, if you know,
You talking about Imani?
what happened?
You talking about Imani?
I don't know. They shouted us out. They were talking about that we're minorities and we got the best podcast. So if anybody thinks that,
Yep. Thank you for that shout out.
I thought that
Get
was
your
so
mic
dope.
away from the microphone because I keep hearing it.
That's because I've just picked it up and put it back down.
Correct. Because it's making noise. So, yeah, I think that was Imani.
You passing it?
Yeah, it could be it.
No, it was Nicole.
Oh, Nicole.
Yes.
Craig, yes.
She
Wait a minute.
shouted us out on
shit.
she shouted us out on the IG story.
Gotcha.
Who told you to show up? Go home.
Don't kick him out. What's going on, Craig?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
How you doing? We doing roll call right now, so I guess I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on to you since you decided to pop in just now.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Well, as the thumb says, I'm the ninja that's kicking it with you, Echo Ninja, and I won't be here too long. I just wanted to see what you guys were doing.
No doubt.
No diggity.
No doubt.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to all the people that that supported us on Facebook and Instagram who shouts out for minorities and the small businesses that we do and all that other stuff.
We are a small business. Yeah.
What?
We are a small business.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said.
Probably couldn't hear you. You probably couldn't hear him because your fucking potato chip bag keeps fucking rustling. Get that away from the microphone. I swear to God.
What? Oh, him?
You know it.
Fucking
So what are you guys talking about?
We're in introductions right now.
Roll call. I was the second person. You literally just popped in.
I know, right?
Oh,
So you can go ahead and pass it off to the next person.
well, I'm gonna, of course, always pass it off to my partner in crime, the master of gadgets, Mr. Boadi himself. Hit it, sir.
Your boy Riz, you said to Sir Wednesday, Scourge of the Internet. About to come over this motherfucker's house and kick him in the mouth. Because he doesn't understand how sound works clearly. Here. Wondering what the fuck is this nigga doing. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it on to our Papa Room himself. Go.
Hey y'all, it's Black Caesar. Just hey man, chilling in my kingdom with my royal peeps as always, and ready to kick this thing off. So hey, let's do it.
Yeah. All right. So I know man had touched on it a little bit. I mean, the what's been going on right now, and like not just in America, but also overseas. A lot of things that need to be talked about with racial inequality and racial injustice and police brutality. It's something that's there right now. You know, it is the something that should have been talked about before any of us were born. First of all, but now's the time. I mean, I have certain things that I want to say. This is, I understand the anger, I understand the frustration and everything, and but the looting is one thing. I'm just like, the looting is not even done by the protesters. That's the one thing I wish people would just stop putting them together. I wish that people stop doing that shit. Putting them together. The looting and the protesting is two completely different things going on. Like, I'll give you an instance. The protesting, the only reason why I know is because my friend is actually protesting in two of my friends are protesting. One was protesting in Manhattan, the other one was protesting in Brooklyn. Protesting what happened in Manhattan and Brooklyn. The looting was happening on Fifth Avenue and Madison. So if you don't know Manhattan, well, the way I do, Madison is where all the rich stores are. You know, where the top 1% live, where movie stars live, and everything like that. They live on that street because it's the most dominated rich street. One of the Koch brothers lives over there too. So a lot of the name brand, high-end clothing stores over there. So you got Gucci, Prada, Michael Kors, so those stores got broken into. It's, not by protesters. That's all. I mean, it's just crazy, but just keep on fighting. That's all I gotta say.
That's all it has to be, and a lot of this is that's mainly due to the system. You know what I'm saying? We've been locked up for so long, with this pandemic, that people just feel closed in, and the fact that we have all this stuff going on, it just goes hand in hand with each other, and it sucks that we have to see certain things like this happening. But that's all people are gonna start blaming it on, is the fact that people have been indoors all this time. A lot of people have lost their jobs. We have about 40 million plus people that are jobless right now, collecting unemployment or just not getting anything at all. So that's when the looting starts. They see one person do it, and then a lot of people else join in because it's already a mess at that point. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that we have to make sure that we check as people. But people are gonna continue to do what they want to do, and that's just gonna continue to start fights and definitely need to work better to make sure that stuff like that doesn't happen. You know, everybody has their own theories on how stuff like that is going on, but at the same time, we need to make sure that we come together and, you know, we make a stand for what we were trying to say. You know what I'm saying? People can't be silent in this. You know, the other day, everyone was doing like the Blackout Tuesday thing where you had like the black picture or whatever.
Yeah.
I picked that up, and then I felt that I wasn't doing anything. So at that point, I took that down, and then I ended up putting up the messages of companies that I follow that were standing with us. You know what I'm saying? They're standing with all these people, stating that, you know, everything that's going on right now shouldn't be going on, you know. And for example, you know, you have like Terramana, you had Chime, you had even Sony, you know, PlayStation, you know, they sent out their grievances to everybody, you know what I'm saying? So
they postponed their PlayStation 5 reveal because this was going on.
this is not the week to do it, you know what I'm saying? They can do it, they can push it to next week, they can push it 2 weeks from now, but this is definitely not the week to do it, especially with everything starting last week going into this week. But you know, I applaud them for doing things like that, you know, and that's the message that I'm trying to send everybody. Like, everything has to be positive. Yeah, they want to black out, but you're blacking out everything else. So at the end of the day, continue to speak your voice, continue to share everything, and do what you got to do. You know, at least that was one day of a media blackout, but at the same time, you also got to think of all the other things that played in behind that. So, you know, hopefully this does change, but it's gonna be a while before we see change. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think North did it right though. North did the mayor protested with the people of North.
North and Camden did it right.
Listen,
Yeah.
the fact that, you know, Newark and Camden are like on the top of the list for the worst places, the most violent places in the United States, and they did a peaceful protest, only shows that, you know, things can change over the course of time. It can change, you know what I'm saying? So the
You had
fact
the mayor marching with them, and then they marched all the way up into Broad Street. They marched all the way up to the Lincoln statue over there on Market, and the mayor marched with them, holding hands and chanting and everything, and the cops were there with them marching and everything, which was good. And then you know, like North boys, like, you know, North does, we have to have a dance. We got to dance. So they danced right in the middle of Broad and Market. The left is the cha-cha-cha slide, I believe. Yeah.
so that and that's what needs to happen. You know what I'm saying? People got to come together and celebrate and speak their voices. They can't be out here, you know, wanting to fight the world. You know what I'm saying? I mean, of course everyone's angry, but at the end of the day, they take a step back, and, you know, if you're gonna go try to be above the law, at the end of the day, it's still gonna bite you in the ass. So you need to chill out.
Yeah.
Protest, but protest peacefully.
Yeah, I agree. But also
I get it. I get the anger. You know what I'm saying? I'm as angry as anybody else is. You know what I'm saying? I do understand. I stand with them when they're upset. Want to, you know, hate and yell and throw things, but at the end of the day, you can't be above the law. If you are trying to hurt the people who are trying to protect you, and at the end of the day, not all cops are bad. You know what I'm saying? I know a bunch of cops that are not bad at all. You know what I'm saying? I have actually close friends of mine that are police officers, and you know, I don't have any issues with them. They're not assholes. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a few bad eggs that give that image to everyone else. You know what I'm saying?
But
once one cop is an asshole, all cops are assholes at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And it sucks.
yeah, I'll say this: it's because, you know, we know those people that are our cops. They have to call out those bad cops and bring them forward. They can't act like, you know, they can't hide them, and because, you know, they're part of the police force. If they're bad cops, you have to bring them forward.
Yeah,
They're
but
doing something.
you also don't see no one's true colors until they're put in a position like that. You get me?
Some motherfuckers are undercover with their racism.
True.
Yeah.
Very,
Yeah, I
very
agree. Also, too, the cops have been really instigating a lot of this violence that's been going on.
So
Not all of
what
them.
the fuck
Some
can
of
you
them.
do?
Not all of them.
I'm so mad at this guy right now.
What? What? What happened?
Is that fish?
This nigga's eating.
What you eat?
He
You
just
eat fish?
he's his
Think
plate
about it.
with the ketchup, and he's like,
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man,
Okay.
no shame in it, man. I was doing
Oh,
that shit
too
earlier.
funny.
It's cool.
After all I dealt with today, that was a nice funny moment for me.
Mm.
"That's what we need. That's what we need, man. We need that." So,
We need
Anybody else got anything
positivity.
to
We need
say?
a little bit of laughter.
Okay.
anybody else
But
got
yeah,
anything to say?
Anybody else got something to say about the situation exactly? That's
yeah.
what's going on?
It's a battle that's been going on for way longer than we've been alive.
True.
I believe Will Smith has said racism isn't nothing new. Basically, I'm paraphrasing. It's racism isn't nothing new. It's just the fact that it's being more caught on tape,
Yes.
and it's getting harder and harder for them to hide, like when they're trying to pull an injustice, and like this right here was crazy. Like it was bad enough seeing it from one angle, the whole situation with George Floyd, but to see the reverse angle, because you thought it was just one guy on him, and then you realize it was three guys on him, and it's like, bro, like that's ridiculous. Like it takes 8 pounds of pressure to crush your throat. You got 3 human beings on one person, and then it's like, oh, we have to detain him. Like, bro, he's detained. Like this is way beyond what you need to be doing. And it's like, and for what? Like I've seen other situations where it's like person who's not a person of color, like old boy who shot up the church. They took him in peacefully. He got to eat a burger, and then they took him to jail. They didn't put no
From Burger King.
Yeah, took him to Burger King. He got a Whopper and everything. They
Yep.
didn't put no knee in his neck, no elbow, not even a pinky. But yeah, it's unfortunate that a situation like this is what we gotta push to the forefront for change. I wish that we could have done a lot as a people, done a lot more as far as how we need to treat each other, so that way we don't have to have any more lost lives especially for the people who are supposed to be protecting us.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. And as far as the looting and everything is concerned, these like, come on, why be a dummy? Like these fools who robbed the Apple store, they thought, oh, we got away with all that stuff. All that stuff is location locked. All of it is not going to work anymore. You basically wrecked this place for what? What?
Except for the shoes, that's not location locked. That's just free grab.
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking about like all the stuff they stole at the Apple store, like all the laptops, all the keyboards, all that stuff. All that stuff is locked.
Let's see. I know in Minneapolis they burnt down the Metro PCS, and I believe I don't know exactly what it is.
Yeah, but motherfuckers want to do that shit on a regular basis. Heck, you got Metro PCS, you know how it
The
is.
point is, it's dumb.
Point blank.
Metro ain't dumb.
Point blank.
Huh?
Metro PCS ain't dumb.
I'm not saying Metro PCS is dumb. I'm saying the act of looting is dumb. Keep along with the convo.
Leave my Metro alone.
Get out.
Leave my
Exactly.
T-Mobile
Get
Metro
out.
alone.
My whole thing is that, you know, I understand as someone of color, of course, but also, you know, people always, you know, of course they identify me as black and stuff like that, when I'm not really. I'm a very mixed kid.
Going to club.
You know, and speaking of kids and stuff like that, and I know people get all angry when they hear the words, "Oh, all lives matter," and then people respond with, "If all lives matter, then why are black people's lives seemingly so expendable?" and I do agree with that.
Mm.
And all lives still do matter, because I mean, despite despite what happened to George Floyd, and also the guy that lost his life with a choking incident from a cop also in New York years back, and
Michael
Eric
Brown.
Garner.
yeah,
Oh, Eric Garner.
but see, people, like a lot of people started, you know, they are focused on that, on the whole aspect of why they're fighting, but then people start forgetting all the little things that's going on also. Like I saw a picture of a little girl getting her face washed because she got maced in the face by a cop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw like 4 white people get pushed and kicked on the ground by cops. Like, this is real.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, protesting is fine and dandy, all you like, but some of these people who are getting hurt, they are putting their lives on the line because of what they believe in. And the people who are looting, whether they're black, white, Asian, or whatever, who cares? And you know, they make it harder for the people who are protesting. And some people who are protesting do turn into looters, because then they feel that more violence is going to be heard, when that's not the answer. There's always a gray line with everything, and just because protesters, you know, just because protesters are protesting on what they believe in, doesn't mean they can't flip the switch and turn into something negative. Everyone's accountable for something. The police are accountable. The protesters are accountable. The looters are accountable. You know, you cannot go through this world and feel and believe that nothing is going to come out of it, that you're going to have to pay for it. You know? So I mean, I feel for these protesters. I really hope they protect themselves. I fear for people who are not protesting and they're just trying to protect their families. You know, someone broke into a zoo in Philadelphia. Who does that? It's like fucking Jumanji in Philadelphia. Like, who does that?
Shit.
It's literally stupidity to make it to just break the concentration of what's really going on. People are doing just stupid shit. And
Well, that's
trying
how you know who's
and
really
throwing
in it and who's basically capitalizing on what's going on.
Yeah, they're making the peaceful protesters' lives way harder and their own lives harder by making this shit all fucked up for everyone, you know? Because in the end, all this. I mean, look at what happened to LA during the LA riots in '92.
Same shit.
Same shit, different year. And basically the one thing about humanity is that they never learn from their mistakes, no matter how many times it happens.
Thing is, and it's just like anything else. Once you're mad and you realize people ain't gonna hear you, you're just gonna talk louder. You're gonna get mad. You're gonna react. The one thing I wish that people would learn from this situation is, don't go burning stores. Period. Like, don't burn don't burn places that in your own neighborhood.
Especially other people's small businesses that aren't franchises.
Correct.
Look up somebody's business.
I told him earlier, there was a dude, and what made me mad is I understand the frustration, I understand the passion, I understand things gotta change. But same thing with the LA riots is like this. You're thinking, oh, we're burning the enemy. Bro, you are burning your neighbors. You're burning people who, like this one guy, he was a firefighter, retired, wanted to make a restaurant in the community, used his entire life savings. He comes back after the protest and then into the riot, they burned the entire place down. So basically, this man used his life savings for a community that also burned him. And it's like, bro, and that's the thing, that's the difference between passion and anger. When you're passionate, you basically have a focus, you have a purpose, you have exactly what you're going to do. You have exactly the set structure of what you're going to do. When you're angry, everybody's your enemy. It's like being a tiger who's wounded. It doesn't matter if other tigers are coming and be like, yo, you good, dog? It's going to lash out regardless. And that's what people need to do. They need to take the anger and focus it into a passion. Because understand, anger is normal. It's a normal freaking thing. It's a normal human function. But at the same time, if you're focusing more on your anger than the passion of what you need to get the job done, you ain't really helping anything. You ain't really solving anything. You're just causing more commotion. Yeah. But that's just me.
Right. Understandable.
Anybody else?
Well,
Yeah,
you know.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, Saka.
Saka got to give his point. Ain't no.
Yep. Saka got to throw in too.
So here we go. But yeah, man, it's absolutely, you know, the more things change, the more things stay the same, unfortunately. I mean, that saying is like true to this day. You go, I mean, you know, what was it? Flashback to, you know, 1619, you know, Jamesburg, where, you know, slavery, you know, first occurred. And then we're right back, you know, and then we got in the 21st century, you know, history repeating itself. And, you know, funny thing, I mean, about since we're on the subject of history, I knew nothing of the Tuzla 1921 massacre. I knew nothing about
Oklahoma City bombing, right?
Yeah, I knew nothing about that until like Watchmen, and I'm so happy that they brought that shit to light, man, because people need to know about that shit. Yeah. It was insane. Like,
you didn't know about that, huh?
Hell, I didn't even know we had like a Black Wall Street. Can you believe that shit? I didn't know that.
Now, see, I did know about the Black Wall Street, but not a lot of people knew about that massacre because it literally happened overnight in one day, wiped out almost an entire fucking city.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It was our Shaolin Temple. They killed it, and that was it.
Yeah. And of course, it was due to the whole, like, you know, the whole, you know, boy that cried wolf syndrome, you know, situation. White woman accuses black shoe shiner of, you know, of molestation, and then the next thing you know, the whole town goes like absolutely fucking like buck wild, and we all suffer for it. You know, just an absolute, you know, misinterpretation.
Yeah, things were already like
bad enough.
We were already on high water as it is, because I mean, in the 20s we still weren't accepted as equals. So.
No, not even. I mean, shit. Us owning a business to them is probably one of the many laughable things they want to throw in our faces.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's like, wait a minute, a brother owning a business? That's bullshit. You motherfuckers can't read or do nothing.
Right.
Bullshit. We can do. It's like, listen, man, you'd be surprised what we do behind your backs, and you know, are still doing currently. But but for real, it's just absolutely shameful. And also, what I want to bring up to point that my friend has been pointing out on Instagram is like, let's not get crazy with like, you know, certain privileges, like, you know, people who have lighter skin, like, you know, the Dominican and Puerto Rican people who like to deny their African claim. I mean, that fucking infuriates me, man. That's bullshit. That does not change the fact that your ancestors were sold and raped and discarded like ours were. So please do not get that shit twisted and think that you're better and different, because you're not. Right?
I agree with you there, and that bothers me so much. I mean, I'm not standing out here saying, you know, that I'm black, but my ancestors are black. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm Puerto Rican, and you know, the in the Taino culture, it was all black people. Look at it. My mom is black skin. You know what I'm saying? So she didn't get that way because it you know, I have a black grandfather. You know what I'm saying? He's Puerto Rican as well. You know what I'm saying? He had, you know, dark skin. So that's how you know that, you know, it's not just, you know, that you're not black. You can't say that. You know what I'm saying? You definitely are. You have some trace of African in you, no matter what.
For real. I mean, look at it. Look at example like was it Celia Cruz? She was the queen of salsa, and listen, she was just as radiant, and probably just as my complexion, maybe a little darker, but still just a beautiful, soulful, like incredible woman, and she was proud of her shit too. Listen, she rocked the fro and everything. She wasn't like hiding her African claim at all. She let people know straight up, like, yeah, I'm black. Y'all better know. Y'all better recognize I am black. It's root deep, man. It's root deep. Everything, the music, the instruments, the way we wear our hair, how we dress, the way we dance.
We've created our own culture over decades and decades.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we had to, because we didn't want to be like everyone else. We wanted to be unique. Since we already looked unique, we might as well be unique. So,
Correct.
and then after a while, everybody wanted to be like us.
Right. Because Paul Mooney said it best. Black man's the most copied man on the planet.
It is true.
You know what I'm saying?
Facsimile.
Hey, brother never lied. Brother never lied.
I mean, if you want to do a little bit of history, black men were the first one. I don't know the guy's name, but he was black man was the first one to do open brain surgery.
Oh, wait, I think I know who you mean.
Open heart.
Yeah.
Is it open heart or open brain surgery?
Open heart.
But we created street lights.
Mm-hmm.
So we've done a lot. We've built America for free.
Ain't that something?
For free.
Yeah.
So
It was Dr. Williams, Dr. Daniel Hale Williams.
There you go.
And they did a movie about him, something the Lord made with Mos Def, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
But we've done so much for this country, and we've gotten so little back. And like when you bring up Black Wall Street, I knew about that when I was 15.
Oh wow. Yeah. Nice.
15, like that's just that, like to know about that and to just see like hear stories about it and watch like a video of it, like it's crazy to see that bomb get dropped. Well, that's not even it too. That wasn't even the only city that got bombed by white people. Philadelphia got bombed by white people because they wanted to get rid of the Black Panthers. Now, let's even talk about the eradication of the Black Panthers and what they wanted to do to them, because they were using their amendments to do the right thing,
right?
Protecting their neighborhood, protecting their people. Yeah. But they got labeled a terrorist because they became supposedly too powerful. Because God forbid if Black people get some power in it, they're scared.
Oh, of course, man. That's what it is. It's fear. It's always fear.
And you know what though? The funny thing is, it's not even just Black people; it's immigrants in general.
Oh, definitely. Vietnam War.
Yeah,
true.
You know what I mean? The expansion.
I mean the Chinese, the Chinese, the Spanish, and the Blacks helped create the railroads.
Right.
That's true. The only difference is they still had their culture.
Exactly.
People think they did, and their culture was being ripped apart.
They still spoke the language.
Got sent to San Francisco.
That's true, but they still spoke the languages. They still had their customs. They still had their traditions.
Yeah, but by this time, though, also a lot of the Black people who were dealing with the railroads, they weren't from Africa. They were from here.
No,
I know. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But I'm talking about specifically like everybody else except for Black people. Once the first couple of ships came in, after the first 10, 15 years, all that stuff was gone.
Yeah.
Because they forced it out of you. Your name isn't this. Your name is Toby. All that shit.
Yeah.
So all that stuff was lost.
John.
All that stuff was lost. But at least with other cultures, they still had their the things that made them them.
Yep.
Even with the people that are, I remember somebody had mentioned it. It was a document It was a documentary, and it involved the movie Black Panther and how people who didn't feel that they could connect with a culture that hasn't been a part of them for generations, it was great to go back and basically be welcomed with open arms and to find out stuff they didn't even know. Now, sometimes with people, they feel a disconnect. They said, oh, I can never be that. I say, yeah, but you can still know where you've come from. Now, with me, it's different because I'm first generation African. If I want to ask somebody about culture, I could ask my mom, I could ask my aunt. I have that ability to talk. I have that tether to talk to anybody to let me know where I come from and all that. For other for other people, they might not have that. But you know what? Even to some degree, there were certain people that kept certain traditions that still belong to them from like tribes generations before. And they're like, you guys do that? We do that too. Why do you still think we do that? Because it's ingrained into who we are and how we can keep on moving through our day to day. And I'm like, that's beautiful that even disconnected, we're still together. It's just that some people just don't see it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, the Chinese never lost their culture. The Japanese never lost their culture. The Irish never lost their culture. The Italians never lost their culture. We are the only people that actually lost our culture.
Well, we were the first ones sent here.
Yeah, we were
taken. That's the difference.
Yeah, we were taken. You know, like the Native Americans still have their culture, even though it's being taken away from them, the land basically. But some of their land is actually still under government control. But they own it though. I don't know what exactly. It's under government control. Like it's under some law where they own it and nothing can be done about it. That's why that whole pipeline thing was such a big deal, because they still owned the land. And for them to come in and then make that pipeline for like whatever oil company it was a total disrespect. And it's still fucked up, because all they did was put those bulldozers in and try to get the people away from there. That's the part that really is fucked up. These people's land, Native Americans' land, that's actually been here way before any paleface that came here, you know. And then all they did, like I even read something that the Native Americans and the Native Americans, when there were schools that were going on, they tried to pretty much get rid, like their names. Try to get rid of their names. Same thing they did with us. Get rid of their names and stuff like that, and make it seem like they're more American than anything. Like it's crazy. They taught them differently. They taught them to, in some ways, almost hate themselves.
Yeah, you know? And that's exactly. But that's how it is with any type of conquered group of people. You basically take on the language. You basically take on everything that the oppressor has put on you, to the point that you don't even know what your original language was.
Yep. I find it funny that, you know, the Americans always try to adapt. The ones that took us always try to adapt a European way of doing things.
Yeah, it's funny that they tried to do that, considering they were running away from the Europeans in the first place.
Exactly.
Kind of ridiculous, and just
a
lot of things didn't make sense, but it ended up being the way it is, and that's not always a great thing.
Like the hair, the dressing, and all that stuff. French, London? Because the French were very dressed properly. They had a style about them. The British did too. They had a style about them too. And if you go back, you see a lot of that shit was adapted into America. And even now, like when we talk about black skin and women and men try to bleach their skin, like Sammy Sosa, because he doesn't love himself enough, he doesn't like his skin. That's another fucking thing too. Like Little Kim. Like Little Kim bleached her fucking skin. Like I don't know why she did. She was a beautiful dark-skinned woman, but she bleached her skin. I don't care if she had plastic surgery. That's not the thing. But she bleached her fucking skin. Michael Jackson bleached his fucking skin. Although his upbringing may have been rough, he tried to erase his father the way he
Plus
looks
he,
like his father.
plus
I
he had
I
vitiligo.
hold him accountable too.
Huh?
I hold Mike accountable too. He
Yeah,
don't get a pass.
that's what I said. Like, even the fact he tried to get, not look like his father, because his father abused him, but he still did the whole bleach thing. Like,
Yeah.
like, bro, like you could have stopped during the '80s, bro. You you got lighter and lighter. Like, you could have stopped at the '80s. You were light skinned at that point. You could have stopped. He didn't stop. He kept going.
Yeah.
And then I just don't understand. Even LaToya Jackson did it too. I ain't gonna front.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't understand this thing where us as people are so hard on ourselves that it's hard to accept of who we are and what we look like. Like, I've like understand, like, there's always a way to change yourself, meaning like physically, like you can lose weight, gain weight, that's something you can change. But to change your skin color, that is a whole nother level of hate for yourself and hate who you are.
It's like a yearning for acceptance, really.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it is.
Like they really want to, like, relate. They want to relate.
Yeah, it's crazy too because I just finished watching Joanna Man the other day and I saw Lil Kim in it and she was like dark as hell.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
I think she completely changed. I was like, damn, that's crazy.
Oh, when she didn't look like an alien from outer space.
She looks like she looks like a real Asian woman.
She looks like a Bratz doll.
She do.
She does.
She do.
Yeah.
She
LaToya
does.
Jackson looks like.
And even Sammy Sosa. Sammy Sosa bleached his fucking skin.
I didn't even know he did that. He did that?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Blue eyes and all.
Damn.
Yep.
Brother was not liking himself very much. Okay.
No, he doesn't. And this whole thing of wanting to be accepted by white people has got to fucking stop within our within the culture.
The thing is, like anything, it's systemic. Even in the ads you see all the time, it's all programming. Who did they showcase? Every girl in the TV shows. Every girl in the TV shows. The one that was sought after, the one that they told you about, was usually the white girl, and the black girl was always the sidekick. You never saw dark-skinned people getting pushed to the forefront, with the exceptions of like Sidney Poitier and certain icons like that, Harry Belafonte. But it's like when you look up at a lot of these makeup and fashion stuff, who do you see? Light-complected people. Even in Latin countries, a lot of the times, the girl who always the baddest is the lightest one. And the girl who's the ugly, angry one is always the darker one.
Yeah.
It's a colorist system created from a long time ago, and it sucks.
Yeah. It's also the fact of that whole thing. You're absolutely right, Sir Wednesday, and it's also the fact of seeing that black is bad and
Correct.
black is bad and being lighter makes it okay. Like, I know I saw a documentary about Dominicans. Now there is a bridge that connects Dominican Republic and fucking Haiti, and that river that's in between there was called the River of Blood because the dictator that they had there tried to kill every single dark-skinned Dominican and Haitian that was there.
That's right. Patrice Trujillo. I'll never forget that name. They called him the Dominican Hitler.
Yeah, he was.
Said we needed to lighten up our race.
Yes.
So if that meant killing your cousin because he was darker skinned, so be it. That's some sad shit.
And he also, to any type of painting or statue or anything there, only has white features, no dark features whatsoever.
Like I said, the conquerors get you, and they want you to think their way of life. With nothing else. Nothing else.
It's also, I mean, not for nothing. Even in Asian culture, they don't look at black men the same way anyway. Not even just black men, darker skin. I
I have my boy. This was back in high school. My boy Pat. Pat was dating this one girl. She was Chinese. Pat was Filipino. And then what's the guy? He was basically letting me know, like, yo, what's her name? I said, how's things going on with this girl that he's dating? And he's like, it's good, but her family don't like me. And I said, for what? I'm like, why don't they like you? He's like, because I'm different. I said, dog, you're Asian. He's like, yeah, but not that kind of Asian. Because my skin is darker. And it's the same thing. Even in slave culture. When your skin is darker, that means you work in a field. You're of a working class. You're not elite. So if your skin is dark, then they low-key don't respect you. And it's like, that's some sad shit. But at that time, you always think it's just your culture that has that. But then you realize it's everywhere because the poison has been planted everywhere. So, of course, everybody's drinking the poison.
Yep. I mean, like, it's crazy in China because, like, you know, Black people are not seen as, we're not favoritized. You know, if they want you to marry somebody, they want you to marry a white man because it, you know, it means that you're, what's the word they said? You marry a white man because you're can get somewhere in life, basically.
Correct.
Because dating being with a black man don't get you nowhere. Being a white man gets you somewhere. It gets you success.
It's not just in Asia. It's in a whole bunch of fucking countries they do that shit.
Oh yeah.
A whole bunch.
Definitely.
Yep.
It's a matter of fact.
So it's all over the place, and we've. I would say that you know, we as Black people have kind of not even let it happen, but it's just something that we almost felt like we had no control over. But now it seems like we're somewhat taking that control and changing the narrative. And I'm all about changing the narrative because a lot of times, like even in the gay community, I'll tell you right now, even in the gay community, it is bad. It is really, really bad because Black men in the gay community, there is
Black and Asian.
Yeah, if you look at the black people inside the gay community, majority of them are single. Why is that? Well, not because they don't date other black men. Yeah, they do date other black men, but they also date other races too. But the main problem is because we have a stigma about us, and we're fetishized. And we're not dateable. Apparently, we're fetishized about it. We're fetishized. They want the, excuse my language, they want the fetish, the fetish and fantasy of being railed by two black guys or having a thug or whatever the fucking case may be. There's always some dumb, stupid underlining fucking fantasy that fucking white people want that we're supposed to abide by because, you know, they're hot. And that's fuck that, you know?
What kills me, what you just said just now, that kind of made me laugh and giggle a little bit, is that you said, excuse my language. And you've been fucking like vile this entire time. Excuse my language.
I'm like, then I'll just say fuck that. Nah, but it's crazy because like you hear like some of these stories. Like there's a lot of stories about being gay and black in the world. Like it's so bad because even at sometimes we don't even feel that we're accepted by our own community because of the church. And the church has done terrible things for the black community. They haven't done anything good for the black community. They've done terrible things for the black community. They made us seem like we were bad. What they do, they take us like they've done nothing good for the black community. They haven't. I said it. So
you know who else haven't done anything for black people? You know who else haven't done anything for black people?
Who?
Black people.
No, bro. You need to stop right there. They have.
No. You know why?
Yeah, we have.
Listen before you. But listen. Not all black people are supportive of all black people.
That is true.
It's true.
That's true.
So it is true. Do not say it's not. That's a known fact. Some
Well, that's
black
what I'm talking about.
some black people,
But that's
and I'll
also
say it
the
one
way
more
it
time,
is.
some
That's just the
are
way
not
it
in favor
is.
of all.
But that's what I'm talking about when it comes to the gay community. We're, as gay men, we're not supporting our own community. So it's nothing to what I was just saying. It's the same thing I was just saying.
No, but I'm just saying in general, gay, straight, doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying. In general. Because certain black people like to put other black people down.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh, the higher echelon of the black people? Because, oh, yeah, then.
Dude,
then.
I mean, whether it's like talking differently or like, you know, the way you dress or your posture or whatnot, I mean, they're always gonna find some reason to vex on you.
Like like when I was growing up, black people used to get on me because I spoke properly, because I looked lighter than them, because of anything.
Yeah. Straight up.
You know, I wasn't a kid who spoke like broken fucking Ebonic English, even though I was born in a place where, you know,
That was the norm.
yeah, I was born down in North. But the thing is, I had parents that taught me right from wrong. I had schools that wanted to teach me, and I paid attention to learn how to speak properly.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I'm better than you. That just means
Exactly.
I chose a different path.
Correct.
Out here, you wanna talk with slang and a lot of curse words and all that stuff. I mean, I speak like that all the time, but at the end of the day, there's a time to be proper, and there's a time to do whatever you say, however you want to say it. Talk however you're gonna talk.
Correct.
But you shouldn't judge me for me speaking proper all the time. That's something that you can do yourself, and if you feel that you can't do it, don't think of me as being some uppity,
Uncle Tom motherfucker or something.
I'm not overprivileged. I grew up in the same area you grew up in. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in poverty too, bro. Like, don't try to come after me because I'm not talking like you. What up, Brad? Blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm not. If I might have my moments where I do talk like that, but not all the time.
Yeah.
You gotta present yourself a little more professional.
Right. I mean, don't think people aren't capable of change. That's bullshit.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody can, like, upgrade themselves or like. So, I mean, you got to wonder, like, people today who claim like, oh, you're not black enough. Would you say that shit to Martin Luther King if he was still alive? Would you have the audacity to say that shit to him? Would you say that to Malcolm X if he was still alive? Would you say that to his face? Because
for real,
it wasn't too. I mean, listen, he's a prime example. Was he not a pimp, a thief, and a junkie before he became one of the most powerful like activists in the 20th century? You know what I'm saying?
Would you say that to people like Eartha Kitt, Deborah Allen, like all these all these black women too?
Yeah.
Like, would you say that to them? Like, especially Eartha Kitt, who pretty much had a rough her entire life.
Yes.
But she wanted to make herself better, so she did all she could to not stray another path.
Exactly.
Just like any respectable person would want to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my whole thing, because I understand. I'm not downing the whole of what's going on and how people are favored at times and stuff like that. But a lot of people keep forgetting that some black people out there will put down other black people in a jiffy.
It is so true, man.
And it's sad.
Yeah, it's true. Because in all my years of customer service, people used to be like, because I used to work in very wealthy areas and stuff, and people would be like, Cedric, you must have dealt with a lot of racist white people. And I said, I mean, yeah, but that must be like, not accepted, but that's a given. I know that was the case, and of what of the shit that I had to deal with. But the things that would hurt the most wasn't from them, because I understand that some white people are ignorant and some people are good. The things that would kill me the most was more the black people that of wealth, because they try and looking at me like I'm less than them, And some of them are like, oh, well, I have a white husband or whatever, so I'm better than you. And I said, all right, cool. You can keep on thinking that, but, you know, I know my culture.
Yeah, straight up.
Not to shame anybody who doesn't have their name, but my biggest given is the fact that my name is my name. When I marry my wife, my name will still be my name.
Mhm.
My son will have my name. My daughters will have my name, and then they will know their culture. They won't have anybody else's name, but they'll have my name.
Right.
So she can, you know. So when some people come at me, I'm like, whatever, you can come at me, but I know where I'm at.
Right. Do
Yeah.
you?
You know what I'm saying? What's in your wallet?
I'll tell you right now, like, so when it comes to the whole proper talking thing and people look down upon this and that, all that shit, sometimes it's escapism. They don't know how to escape, and they don't want you to escape neither. So also too is sometimes it's just a reminder of don't forget where you come from.
Right.
That's what it really comes down to, because it's easy for, I'll be honest with you, it's easy for a black person to leave and forget where they come from. Because when they leave, they become proper this and that. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is that they go back on where they forget where they come from, and they forget who they are. And that's another thing too. Like when these people are saying stuff like that, I took it as like, okay, don't forget where you come from. Because it's true. Don't forget where you come from. Because if you forget where you come from, you are forgetting and I'm talking about, like, if you were born and raised in the projects or whatever the case may be, and you leave and congratulations if you left, cool. But also don't forget where you come from, because those things that you learned in the projects is gonna help you out in life. So if those motherfuckers that are coming at you that way, that's just another step for them saying, hey, don't forget where you come from. Regardless of what they're saying.
At the end of the day, if I move out and I'm in a condo, I'm gonna make sure that, you know, my fridge and my cabinet is gonna be stuffed with like ramen and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm still conserving my money at the end of the day. You feel me?
Yeah. All it is. Well, all it is just, you know, people in that neighborhood. And if you look at a lot of times that if you forget where you come from, yeah, they look at you different, because you're forgetting about where you were. You know, you want to think that you're above everybody else. Nah, nigga, you just like us. We may be different, but you just like us.
But some people flip it though. Some people flip it. So I could go back to the project. I could go back to the hood, wherever I was born and raised. And if people think that I'm uppity now just because I moved out and I live in some like nice, lavish, you know, neighborhood, or I have this mansion or whatever the case may be, they're gonna look at me like, yeah, like you left, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we still out here, you know what I'm saying? You changed. And you're like, no, I'm still the same person. You know what I'm saying? Just because I did better off for myself doesn't mean that, you know, you can't do the same either. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Come on. Don't try to beat me down because I'm doing great. You know what I'm saying? And you still living in the projects, or you still living in the basement. You feel me? Like,
but that's jealousy, because it's like they feel that they can't escape, and it comes back to Juice. I'll say that it comes back to Juice, and Tupac saying when he came to talk to Omar Epps, you know, that whole saying where he said, you know, he ain't shit, he ain't never gonna be shit. And as soon as he feel like, you know, you ain't shit, he gonna kill you. Now that's not far from truth. There are some people that feel like they ain't shit, they ain't gonna be shit. And so as soon as they feel like you ain't shit, yeah, they gonna come at you one way or another. I'm not saying that hasn't happened. I'm not saying that hasn't happened to me, but it has, and I just dealt with it.
And it's because at the end of the day, you shouldn't have to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? People shouldn't be.
I should, but I had to. And you know what? I rather deal with the problem right in there than deal with it later on in my life. So I dealt with it, and it's almost like a proving ground. You know, it's one of those things. So listen, this world is always going to test you. As a person of color, this world is always going to test you, no matter where you are, whether it's coming from your own people or from other white people. And I almost think that when you get tested from your own people, it's more of a proving ground. When it comes to white people or in general, or I'll say just white people in general, it's more of an acceptance. Can we accept you to fit into our norm? Can we accept you to fit into our norm? Not them fit into your norm. You fit into their norm. So you're a not like them. Not dangerous black guy. You're the nice black guy. You're the the sociable black guy. You're a sidekick black guy.
You say sidekick black guy.
I got
sidekick black guy.
I got one thing to say before I head off, because I gotta head out real quick. Now, I'm not gonna let anyone, black, white, Asian, Indian, nobody, tell me anything about myself. I don't need acceptance from anybody. I don't need to prove shit to nobody. And if you don't like the thing is, the stipulation is, if you don't like who I am, I don't give a shit. And that's just me and my own opinion. Not other people think that way.
And that's how people need to think.
Huh?
That's how people need to think.
Yes,
Right.
people do need to think that way. People do need to think that way. And it's sad because the people who don't think that way, they get stuck in the trap, thinking that they need to prove themselves, thinking that they need to be accepted. And when they don't feel accepted, or when they don't feel like they've proven themselves, they get angry. I'm not going to get angry because I personally don't give a shit about what people say, think, or feel about me, because I'm who I am because I made myself that way and no one else did. If that person who's talking shit about me was never in my direct shoes, not my black man's shoes, my shoes, you can't say anything about me. You can't say anything to me. Period. And again, that's just my opinion on how I feel about myself as a person. And on that note, I am signing off.
All right.
You guys have fun. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.
Hey, brother.
I have a good one, bro.
Take care.
So now that we got all of our thoughts out in the open, what's going on? What's new in the pop culture world?
Henry Cavill's going to be the Nick Fury of the DC universe.
So are they restarting everything?
No, what it is that Henry Cavill is going to be like, okay, so I
thought that was Batfleck though. Didn't Batfleck go and be like, yo, bro, what up? Justice League.
That was only for the movie. That was only for the movie. Fuck that bullshit. Anyway, but now Henry Cavill's actually going to be. He actually signed a deal that he's going to be Superman again. Thank God. Well, he was always still under contract with Warner Bros. But he's, Superman. He's still Superman. Thank God. And now he's going to be doing, he's going to be jumping in everybody's movie. So in other words, you know how Nick Fury appeared in like almost everybody's movie, like somewhat.
The credits, yeah, sure, we know, we get it.
He's going to be that person. He's the Nick Fury of it. So in other words, like technically, I don't know if he's the Nick Fury or the Tony Stark of it, but you know what I mean. Like he's going to be there in the movie, like kind of like, hey, want to join the Justice League type shit,
Yeah, he's going to be the recruiter.
Essentially, he's both, because it was both Batman and Superman that were recruiting people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So now Superman's going to be able to do it. Is going to be doing it, and because he is the Hope. So in other words, he is the Hope. So now he's going to be the one that's recruiting people. So like they're doing Green Lantern as a TV show on HBO Max. So he's going to be in that apparently, I forgot what other shows they're doing on HBO Max, but Superman's going to be the focal point of like getting all these guys to be in Justice League or however they
I
go.
believe it when I see it.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, so far, garbage.
Hey,
I mean,
Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and Shazam were great.
Shazam is part of that world, bro. That's it. Shazam is Marvel. I don't care.
What'd you say?
Shazam was a Marvel movie. I don't care.
You stupid.
Well, it was very inspired by Marvel. That's for damn sure. It was inspired.
I'm so stupid.
It didn't put me to sleep. It was great. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with that. Wonder Woman was fantastic. Aquaman, I haven't seen it yet, so I'm not gonna judge it. Justice League,
It was good. I really watched it. I enjoyed it.
Justice League, they've been judging a sentence without me watching it. BVS, they've been judging a sentence, and I watched it 3 times, and it pissed me off every time.
Correct.
And I'm still gonna give the director's cut a try.
I'll see it. I mean, just for curiosity's sake, I'm not gonna get my hopes up. I mean, honestly, what is there besides a couple of more reshoots and maybe some new introductory characters? But other than that, you know what I mean? Let's not jump the gun too soon. You know
Are they?
Right.
They're doing a Suicide Squad recut, right?
Yeah, I hear they're demanding
Something like that.
an air cut. They're demanding it. That's what they're saying.
But they're also doing Suicide Squad 2.
Yes.
Or the Suicide Squad, but James Gunn's doing it.
Yeah.
Which I'm actually very psyched for. I think that's going to be a big success.
Yeah.
I think that'll be good.
Johnson,
Actual good movie.
Seriously. I mean, I'm a little disappointed there's no Bronze Tiger in it, but maybe in sequels. Hopefully.
I want a Bronze Tiger in that shit, bro.
That's what I was hoping Idris Elba was going to be. If he ain't going to be Deadshot, couldn't he be Bronze?
Yo, Idris Elba would be great as Bronze Tiger.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping he'd be, but now they're saying he might be the latest vigilante. You know, vigilante from DC, vigilante.
Oh no.
Do with the black mask and shit.
What?
Nah, I don't want that.
He was an Arrow.
The only fucking Bronze Tiger we had was Michael Jai White, so we're gonna have to be good with that. And they fucking killed him off screen. Garbage.
Yeah, that was a waste, man. What a waste.
What, Arrow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That don't count.
Why don't it count?
Because it's not the movies.
He should have.
Which is why I mentioned it.
DC shows are better.
Correct, they are.
They are. Especially in the streaming universe, man. The streaming universe has been kicking ass.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one bad show yet.
I'll say this. I'm not interested in Stargirl.
I'm not. I'm not
Me either.
even interested in Superman and Lois. I'm not interested in that either.
Yeah, I don't care, man.
I don't know what they're gonna do with the whole new Superman and Lois thing, but I'm gonna see some fucking villains. You know, like I better not see some drama type shit. I better see some villains.
You will see drama. It's CW, my nigga. Come on.
It's gonna be all drama.
You know they're gonna put it in there.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what they're gonna do with the whole. Like I don't care for Stargirl. Like I don't care.
Because I watched a Stargirl in fucking Legends of Tomorrow, and she's already fixed in my mind. This new girl, I'm like, who is this? I don't know the old chick. What is this? We got a new actress? Luke Wilson needs a check? What?
Like my thing is just like why Stargirl? So out of all the heroes, the female heroes, they went with Stargirl because she's a blonde-haired white girl. And I'm just like, yeah, okay.
It's mainly for the JSA.
Then they could have did another hero. They didn't have to do Stargirl.
Bro, think about it. It's all about women empowerment now.
That's nice, but at the same time, they could have did Liberty. They could have did what's her name?
Liberty Bell?
Liberty Bell.
Liberty Bell was Jesse Quick, dog.
Well, they could have did something with her and her father. Oh wait, damn.
Yeah. It's jumbled up, man. The whole that whole universe. It's just
that whole universe is fucked up. It's just that's supposed to be Jesse Quick, right?
now that it's all mixed together, that's why they're doing it the way they're doing. That's another reason why it's changed. Another reason why it's a different actress.
Yeah, the multiverse thing. Yeah.
Wait, Liberty Bell is Jesse Quick, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Liberty
But
Bell
her
is
father,
Jesse
but
Quick.
her
And Jesse
father
Quick
was
is
supposed to
dead.
be a.
was it?
But her father was supposed to be a speedster, and her mom was supposed to be like a strong person.
Wait a minute, was it
Supposed to-
Max
Correct.
Mercury?
But
Her
being that there was no Jesse Quick
Yeah,
in
Max
this
Mercury.
current universe.
Max Mercury was her father, and then Max Mercury was her father. And I forgot who was her mom, but her mom was super strong.
No.
Her father was quick.
No, I'm sorry. Johnny Quick. I'm sorry. Johnny Quick.
Johnny Quick. There you go.
Sorry. My bad.
So it's Johnny Quick. So they could have did her. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't care for Stargirl. I didn't care for Stargirl when they did that episode in Justice League Unlimited. I was like, she's jealous of Supergirl. Yeah, bitch, she got powers. You got a stick. Shut up.
I think I'll stick with Harley Quinn, man, in terms of like a female-led show. I'm sticking with Harley Quinn.
Oh, the cartoon is amazing.
Yeah, dude. Fucking hysterical. Love it.
Love it.
It's
I
like
just don't. I mean, like I said before, I don't know why they did. I don't know why they're going with that. Honestly,
they're trying to get young girls to fucking be like, oh, we got a superhero too, whatever. Because even though they got Supergirl's grown. They don't got nobody they can relate to on the CW.
And Jesse Quick can't relate to?
No, because nobody knows who she is.
Nobody knows who the fuck Stargirl is either.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Think about it. You just said it yourself. Fucking Justice League and all these cartoons and shit. Where the fuck was Jesse Quick? Keep it 100. Correct. She was Jesse gone. The bitch was gone quick. At least with Stargirl, they're like, oh yeah, I remember her from this. I remember her for that. The only time you can mention Jesse Quick being remembered was the fucking Flash. And she was gone as quick as she showed up. That was a pun. I hope you enjoyed it.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Thank you. Be here all week.
I tell you, man, they have a lot to sort out in their very, very mixed up world.
Yeah, I just can't wait for the Green Lantern movie, TV show.
I can't wait for them to get it right.
We'll see. And who are they gonna use again? They're gonna use Hal Jordan.
They got to use the first Earth. They got to use the first Earth Green Lantern. So
Second Earth Green Lantern.
You counting what's the name?
Alan Scott.
Alan Scott. You counting Alan Scott?
Speaking of Green Lantern,
they may do him, but they may just do like a thing where he was, and then they kind of just pass it over or some shit like that. They'll figure it out.
Did you hear rumor that Michael Jai White supposedly wants to be John Stewart? Did you hear about that?
And I'm okay with that. Give it to him.
Give it to him.
Give it to him.
Honestly, just my personal opinion, I think he would probably do better as a DCEU Black Lightning. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? Because he is both, a martial artist and educator, just saying. You know what I'm saying? They both have similar backgrounds.
I fucks with that.
I can fuck with that.
I could totally see him doing a franchise of that. I can see a franchise.
Black Lightning is strong as fuck, too.
I know, which is why he would fit perfectly.
It's weird, though, because, like, in the TV show, his powers come from the suit, right?
No. The suit contains his powers, so he doesn't overload.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But mostly it's all
in later iterations of him, he has full control of his powers, and he's fucking unbelievably strong.
Facts.
Like he's almost it's scary how strong he actually is. Like to the point where Static trained under him to be Static. Like the fact that Static became super strong too later on in the future because he trained under Black Lightning. Like that's fucking crazy. Like they could do a whole Black Lightning Static type of thing, and I'd be like, oh my god.
Hey, he could guest star. He could be his apprentice. Why not?
I'm looking waiting for Static to show up in the fucking Black Lightning show. That'll be tight.
And do like
Woo!
I would be hyped for that because when I saw like the lightning stuff when they were introducing Black Lightning to CW, I thought it was Static Shock at first, and then when I was like, wait, nah, this is definitely not Static Shock. And then
I wouldn't mind Static Shock being in the Black Lightning cartoon, like especially like a young Virgil.
The cartoon. I'm talking about the TV show.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, well, I meant TV show. Yeah. Like a young Virgil show up, like with the because Virgil when he got his powers, he was what in high school, right?
He was
like 14 years old. He was 14.
He was 14, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to see that shit. A young Static with a dumpster
Your trash can
garbage can lid and everything, a metal garbage can lid is coming on that shit. They're like, hey, what's up? Doing all.
He's like, anybody here calling for John Boyega? John Boyega? Anybody? John Boyega?
Yo, that would be.
He's too big for that right now. He's too big for TV.
Yeah.
TV, yeah.
But maybe a movie. Maybe a movie.
I'm okay with
Yeah,
it.
movie.
I'm okay with that.
He's too big for TV right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No,
Yeah.
way too big. He's way too big. Yeah.
Not after you do a movie with Tom Hanks, you're too big.
Yeah.
You know what's surprisingly weird? I don't think anybody saw that movie he was in called The Circle. It was him and Amy Watts. No.
Amy Watts.
I mean Amy Watts. What's her last name is Watts, right?
You talk about Emma Watson?
Emma Watson, there you go.
Yeah, because it was a bomb.
Oh no shit.
It was that bad?
Talking about the movie. It was ass. Everybody said it.
Yeah. Oh, that one. Okay, yeah, The Circle. Okay.
John Boyega was in that shit. And Tom Hanks was the main dude in that movie.
Oh, yeah? Shit.
Yeah. Tom Hanks played the bad guy. I'm surprised.
So
I mean, you got to get it out your system.
Yeah.
You can't always be Mr. Rogers.
I still haven't seen that yet. I need to check that out. Has anybody seen that?
Me neither.
Not yet.
Me neither. I want to see it.
I want to check it out.
Probably go onto the interwebs and check it out.
Yeah.
Would you?
Actually, you know who I wouldn't mind for Static Shock bringing it back? What's the name? Shamik Moore.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh, you know what?
Do that.
Perfect fit.
Mm-hmm.
You talking about the voice of Spider-Man, huh?
Yes. Yeah.
Miles.
Yep.
That'd be that. You know what? That would be crazy because
fantastic.
Shit, that motherfucker could be Static also. Damn. I didn't think about
yeah, he could. Really? Wow.
Damn. Yeah, I forgot about that kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, he was dope.
Yeah.
Did it again. One.
Also a good movie. Very good movie.
Yeah, very good movie.
Dope as fire. Shit, got me all nostalgic and shit.
Oh, was he in Dope?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the main dude.
No way. Damn.
Yeah.
See, I'm bugging.
You know what's funny? All three of them are in Marvel DC movies. The three main cast members, they were all in Marvel DC movies.
Yeah.
That's true.
Straight up, man. That's good. That's crazy as shit. You know, one kid was Flash Thompson, who was the worst one. And then, God, he sucked.
Oh, man.
Fucking Tony Rivoli or whatever the fuck his name is. Yeah, he sucked. And what's his face was yeah. And then the cute one, what's her name? Kirstie Simmons or Kermans or whatever. She's supposed to be Iris West, but she got cut out in the Justice League movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Who? Okay, if you could put Mahershala Ali in a DC film, what character would he be? Because he's already played in the Marvel universe, so that don't matter. But I mean, it matters. But in the DC universe, if Mahershala Ali was to be cast, what would he be cast as?
Martian Manhunter.
Martian Manhunter?
Martian Manhunter.
I can accept that.
I was gonna say Mr. Terrific.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Whoa, hold on. I had to retract that. Wait a minute. I had to retract.
Ooh, Mr. Terrific.
Okay.
Holy shit. Yeah.
Never mind.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Mr. Yo.
They've been sleeping on that motherfucker. They've been sleeping on him hard. They've been sleeping on him.
For real, Mr. Terrific.
That was a smart motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yes, he was. Yes.
Damn, that was actually, you agree? You agree, man with anything?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
I kind of have to go with Mr. Terrific as well. Like, I could go with Jon Stewart as well. You know what's weird? I can actually see Mahershala Ali as Bronze Tiger as well.
I mean, the only reason why is because he's not big as far as in stature.
But he can get
He's
big.
very lean. Huh?
But he can get big. Which that's what he's doing for Blade.
Yeah, he gonna have to.
Blade is a different type of big.
What do you mean? I think he could do. I could think he could do Bronze Tiger. Who else? I don't. What other DC Black heroes are there?
Yeah, I know you.
John Henry Irons.
Steel? Yeah. Mahershala Ali as Steel.
Yeah.
John Henry Irons is smart.
Yes, he is.
That he is. Shit. Very intelligent.
Yeah. You know, I can see that.
Shit. Why not?
I can see that.
Yeah, I know. It's a real small supply in terms of brothers on in the DC world. I mean, it's kind of a handful, but then again,
but you got
to think about it.
Yeah.
And even if you wanted to think about it, all they would do is just put it on a different fucking Earth.
Yeah.
Like they did. We want a Black Superman. Oh, he's on a different Earth.
Right.
Black Wonder Woman. She's on a different Earth. But apparently, the Black Wonder Woman, which is weird, her name is Nebula. She actually is on our Earth, which is weird. They never show her ever. They never show her.
Well, yeah, she's a newbie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm glad they they showcased her. I mean, shit, good to know that there's a Black Wonder Woman now, because we already got a Black Flash and a Black Green Lantern and a Black Superman. That was the last missing piece of the puzzle. Need a Black Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What about villain-wise? There's nobody you would place him as a villain?
Villain-wise, you mean Mahershala Ali?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Prowler.
No. He was already Prowler.
Doesn't he play Prowler in the cartoon?
Yeah, Spider-Verse. Yeah, he voiced him, but he could probably do a real life one too. If he wasn't.
But I'm talking about DC. Like in DC, who can he be in the DC universe as a villain?
Damn.
If they wanted to make him black,
honestly,
he could pull a Lex Luthor.
That's what I was about to say. It's out of my mind.
Sure. Either that or you can get Giancarlo Esposito. Just get rid of them waves, bro. Get rid of them waves.
What about
Giancarlo Esposito?
What about Mr. Freeze after the bullshit?
You know what?
Cold as hell.
You know what?
Bloody.
True. Not as cold as Ice Cube, but still cold.
Bloody.
That would be actually not bad.
It would be a cold ass Mr. Freeze. You know what I'm saying?
So cool. So cool.
What you did there, yo. And yo, would anybody be down for Javier Bardem being Bane? Anybody? Javier Bardem?
I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with it.
He's charming. He's got that thick ass accent. He's big as fuck. All he needs to do is get a little bit bigger and let CGI do the job.
Exactly.
Honestly, if they wanted to do that, what I would do, right, is they're gonna do Bane. If they would do Bane, what I would do is get him at his normal size, right, and then how Bane gets bigger and stronger and everything like that when he does his Venom. I would take his body out and put the power lifter Thor, because he's 6'9", some odd fucking pounds, and big as hell, and then put his.
And then just dub his voice.
Well, all you need is his body. You don't need his.
Bane is still gonna talk. I'm talking about dub Javier's voice over him.
Oh
yeah. They can do that. They can do that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For sure, man. I mean, it would just be interesting. It's
because Thor. Basically, when I say Thor, I'm talking about the guy who played the Mountain in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Thor Bjornsson. Yeah.
Oh, that fucking beast! Holy shit.
Yeah. So you would just take his body and make him the big Bane, and then use Javier's face and light all over his face.
It can be done. It could be done.
Yeah. I mean, the only CGI you were worried about is just the face and the body.
He'll be wearing a mask.
So nobody gonna know.
So you won't need to put his face.
Exactly. So nobody gonna know.
Exactly. Well, yeah, you could let him actually even just wear the mask and do all the fighting and shit.
Right. Exactly. It works so lovely for Well, actually, no, Thanos was CGI, so we'll skip that. But yeah.
But it would work well because then you're paying 2 actors, and not to mention like Thor's pretty big. He's fucking huge.
Yeah, scary big.
Was it 6'9"?
Something like
and
that.
6'9" and some odd pounds. I mean, like, hey, that's perfect for Bane.
For sure.
That's a perfect Bane size. Here's another thing. Even if you wanted to actually get the guy Thor, basically the Mountain, if you wanted to get him, you know who else he could be? Killer Croc.
Yeah, he could.
Who is Killer Croc again?
I say.
Edibisi. Edibisi was Killer Croc. Edibisi.
Oh, that was him. Yeah.
Yep.
I was like, I know who it is, but I couldn't think of who it was.
Yeah, I couldn't recognize him without the hat tilted over his head.
Like that. And yep, it was Edibisi.
Everybody fucking talks about that hat.
Oh shit! He was like, I want to eat you alive. That is all I want to do. I want to eat you.
What was the fucking kids?
Why didn't he get a Golden Globe for that? Why?
Wengla, I want some fucking teeth. Come on, man. I know you got some. I know you got some. Give me some fucking teeth. No. I need them. I was like, God damn. Like.
Speaking on the DC tick, we got our girl freaking Ruby Rose leaving the fucking Batwoman show, and they're basically supposed to replace her character with someone else. And I don't know how that's gonna fucking go. I don't know how that's gonna fucking go because
it's not gonna go well.
So
have you ever seen a show where they change? I don't know. She probably felt there's probably some beef. They're saying she's not into it anymore. I don't know. It's so many different things. But think about it. She's not a TV actress. She usually does movies. She did modeling. She did music. And she's never been in one place for too long. She did a whole season.
Yeah, she did.
Plus, she got hurt.
She did John Wick. She did John Wick. She did John Wick too. I mean.
Yes, she did. And she also got hurt.
Not for nothing.
That was the main thing, probably. It was very taxing on her body. She almost ended up paralyzed, and then she was like, you know what? 22 episodes of this shit, this is rough, dog. It was okay when it was just a cameo. Now they made a whole show. That's a whole different ballgame. I don't think she was just built for this life.
Yeah. It's all right, though.
You know what they should have done, though? After fucking, they had the perfect opportunity to do this shit when Crisis changed. Know what I mean?
True that.
They could have just like, oh, the Crisis happened. Her face changed. You're Kate. You look different. What's that? Boom. There you go. The Crisis happened. That's why she looks different. But now we got to get on.
They're replacing the entire character as a whole, so it's not going to be Kate Kane.
No.
Oh, yeah, no. It's a totally different character. It's just that you could have just replaced this. Yeah, something like that. I just wonder how they're going to do it and how tasteful it's going to be. Because how often do we see a main character? Not one of the main characters, but the main character.
The main character.
Ridiculous.
That is a lot. That's a whole character.
Damn. It's a shame. They had such a good thing going, and then they just botched it all the fuck up.
I don't even know. How was the first season? I didn't even watch that shit.
Damn.
It was actually okay. It was entertaining.
I just
and then things changed.
So that's all I watched.
Say it again?
All I watched was the Crisis episode. That was it.
It was okay. My main problem with it was they just kept trying to, and it makes me sound like an asshole, but it basically was trying to force feed you like, oh, what's the name? People weren't okay with her gayness, and I'm like, what year is it in this fucking show? Because it's not like it's the fucking 1950s or the 1970s. If it's 2019 and the way they write it, that people are so disgusted with gayness and lesbianism, it's like, this shit just seemed way dated than what the fuck it was supposed to be. And that was my only gripe about it. I'm not saying that the prejudices didn't exist. I'm just saying, like, why are you trying to force feed it like this is something that happens on the regular? Not saying it doesn't, but it doesn't happen to that degree. I know lesbians. I know I know freaking gay men, and the shit that happens in it is not that like it just happens all the time. Like they go in the bar and she's talking with her ex-girlfriend, and the waiter's just being like, blah 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 blah, and being short with them. And he's like, you have a problem because we're lesbians? And I'm like, this is so forced. But other than that, the show is okay. The same thing that, in my opinion, was the problem with Supergirl, was the fact that we need to get more villains centered on her that aren't Superman villains. Like, don't fucking just give me a Superman villain and just throw it over to Supergirl. Like, come on, bro. That's lazy.
Yep. That is one of the biggest problems that it has. It doesn't like most, and that's the thing too. You got to realize that most of the villains that she has are Superman's villains.
Yeah. Because for the longest time, they wasn't even sure they're going to use Superman, but now they got Superman. And then I'll be thinking, like, oh, this person gave a hard time to Superman, but Supergirl beat his ass. I'm like, uh-huh. And at the same time, no. Because we established why he even got smacked up season 2 by Supergirl. He's like, oh, you held back. He's like, no, I was going full force at you, and you beat me. And I said it like this, and it said it in the comic book. The reason why he got smacked up is because he isn't the true Superman. And by that, I mean, he still thinks in his mind that he's a human being. And the reason why Kara always beats his ass up is because she's like, I was Kryptonian. I was born Kryptonian. I just live on Earth. You have a mental block because you still think you're a human being. And in the fucking comics, Mongo was like, nigga, you're not a human being. You're a Kryptonian. Once you do that, you'll be able to tap into powers that you don't even know you have because you still think, oh, I'm a nigga from Kansas. No, you were raised in Kansas. You're from Krypton. And I think that's another thing that makes me mad because it's like, granted, it's her show. They want the legs to stand on her show and not need him. But at the same time, if the nigga's around, why can't he help?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. That's the only problem I always have with shows like that. Like, I get, like, and it's always like, if they're around, why can't they help? Like, I like what they did when the Arrow and Flash was, like, crossing each other, and I was like, oh, cool. But when they're in town, it's like, why can't they help?
Oh, you got this. I'm on vacation, dog.
Very inconvenient.
Yeah.
Facsimile.
For sure.
So there's not really many games coming out that I know of that's coming out. Like, Last of Us 2 comes out in 2 weeks.
Oh.
I was over at Big Chris' house trying to get salvage whatever was left with the episode, and I never played Last of Us because of course it's an exclusive. And I didn't know anything about it, and he let me watch the intro of the game, and I'm like, that's the game? And he was like, yeah. And I said, shit. I was highly impressed.
Nice.
Good.
Highly impressed. I can't wait to get a system so I can play that game and play the second one and be like, wow. Oh, shit.
Look at him. Look at him popping up. It hasn't opened yet? No.
It's still in the plastic, dog. Still in the plastic, dog.
Damn.
It's still in the plastic. Don't take it to fucking GameStop. Them niggas won't take it back.
Man, GameStop ain't taking shit back right at this point.
I know.
I wish they would.
Call the call back, Nico.
Don't try me, son. Don't try me.
And yes, don't let the plastic fool you. I have the game. You know what I'm saying? I've had this game for a really long time. I even got it digitally and gave my copy to a friend because he ain't have it and he needed to play this game. So if you get a PS4, this copy might just be yours, my friend.
Love the slow motion display.
All right. That game is amazing. I've beaten it at least 8 times.
Damn. What's fire?
Valley on game is amazing.
That's what's up.
Have you not?
Nah. I haven't played it. I actually got a.
What? You're bugging. Y'all need to die like now.
Well, that's gonna take a minute, man. But I could just go out without this mask. Hold on, just 1 minute.
Yeah, I haven't played it yet.
Yo, it's
I don't know.
Oh man, it's amazing from beginning to end. Even if you sit down and watch just the first 15 minutes of it, you're gonna be hooked. Because the other day, like Seth said, I had him over here, and I was talking to him about it, and I showed him the first 15 minutes, and he was like that, and I was like, yeah, like that.
You didn't give him that. You didn't give him the tower, did you?
What?
You didn't give him the computer, did you?
Give me the computer.
Yeah, you supposed to get me.
No. Oh yeah, no, I didn't get it. After he left, it blew my. I was like, oh damn, I could have gave it to him.
Oh shit! Turn around. I never really knew what was that. I mean, the Division 2 had a PT or had 2 PTSs right now, which is good because then you actually get players to play the fucking game and tell you what the fuck is wrong with it. That's what you should have done in the beginning.
Yeah.
Now, I'm just. You want to know? You know what's fucked up about Division 2? There's a gun that's locked behind the raid. It's called the Eagle Bearer, and I call it the Eagle Beggar. But the problem is that it doesn't, like, you have to open up a chest and hopefully it drops. I'm so mad that I came close to getting it, and somebody got the gun, and they were like, I have one already. And they were like, oh, we're going to drop it. And then they were like, all right, we were doing rock, paper, scissors, because your character could do rock, paper, scissors, right? So you were like, all right, whoever wins gets it. It was like rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. So it came up scissors, 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 and then it was rock, paper, scissors, shoot. He had rock, I had scissors. I was like, no! I was so close to getting it.
He was like,
I lost. Like, my heart was pounding because I almost had it. That's how I want this gun so bad. Anyway, I gotta play the raid tomorrow anyway, so hopefully I'll get it.
Right on, man.
Let me know when you playing it.
That's similar.
Because every time I get on, you like getting off.
Well, I mean, I think I could play it right now too, because I think You Know the Vibes is playing it right now, and he's doing the streaming.
The fucking vibes.
Yep, that's his gamer tag. You Know the Vibes. He's doing the streaming of doing the raid right now, and if you send him a message on Discord or his Twitter, he'll get you in the raid, and you're known as a carry. He'll carry you through the raid, and if somebody drops the Eagle Bearer or Beggar, as I like to call it, Eagle Bearer, he'll give it to you.
That's cool.
Right on, man.
Yes. So that's what I'm.
All right. I think that's probably all of what we got for tonight. What do you think, guys?
Oh, yeah, they got the motherfuckers.
Pretty much, yeah. I would say that.
I think we spilled most of the beans.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, it's Pride Month, hence why I'm wearing the shirt.
Hey, man. All love for Pride, bro. All love for Pride.
Pride is canceled because Black Lives Matter. Anyway,
Hey, man. Right on, baby.
Well, it's also canceled because of the Rona, but it is what it is at the end of the day.
True story.
The Rona is deadly.
The Rona is real.
The Rona is no joke. But anyway.
But yeah.
Signing off.
Well, first I'll be like, thanks for watching another fantastic show, True Story, bro. If you like the content that we provide, and I know you do, feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe us both on the YouTubes and at these platforms around here.
Subscriber.
When your beard is looking kind of deranged and is kind of struggling, homeboy, take it away. Where they should go?
what's going on? Is Man with No Nickname signing out. Make sure you guys head to thebeardstruggle.com for all your beard necessary needs. You know what I'm
My
saying?
beard smells amazing.
You could already see from Roundhouse over there that his beard smells amazing and his beard is looking a lot more luxurious than it normally does.
It really
Correct.
is. Like
I see.
He don't look like
like
he's
it really is. It's just loose as fuck. Like my hairs are loose, and my hair's not getting tangled or nothing. Like it's fucking loose as shit.
I mean,
It's glistening all over your body.
and it's softer too, right?
Yeah, it really is. Nigga, like, it
The
really is.
the first time I used it, it was like I was like, yo, this shit is soft.
It's word. I'm like, it feels like a motherfucking pillow on my shit.
This is nice.
Not like a pillow pad like I did before.
You know, so just make sure you head to thebeardstruggle.com, get yourself the if you can't get yourself the ultimate pack, which has everything, get yourself, you know, at least the essentials pack that gives you you know, the oils and the balms. You'll be good to go with those. But definitely try to string out for the ultimate pack because you even get combs along with it, so that's perfect enough for me.
They give you a brush.
They give you didn't get a comb?
Nah, just a brush.
Oh, I got a brush and a comb.
Well, you're
Fancy.
promoting it, so yeah.
When you go there, make sure that you use the code CH15. You'll get 15% off your purchase. And that's, again, any purchase. That's not just one purchase. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to the other new luxurious beard mover over here.
Thank you again for everyone that tuned into my Twitch. I know I must apologize to fans right now. I know I go on early around like 7 a.m. and to like 3 or 4 or 5. The reason why that happens is because of this. There is a group of people that I play the raid with that do it early in the morning. They live in Australia, so I jump on with them. And I do the raid with them in the morning, and I play from like at least 7 and stream from like 7 in the morning all the way up until like 3 or 4. So I apologize for not letting everybody know in advance when I'm streaming, but definitely when I start streaming, like when I start doing the raid, jump on and see me or jump on and join me, like you know when you wake up. I'll try to start streaming a little bit more at nighttime. I just can't stand streaming at nighttime because I like to have my fun. I like to watch my movies, watch my stuff. But I've been playing Mortal Kombat a little bit more. I'm training. Playing Mortal Kombat a little bit more, trying to get training and doing a lot of training, doing combo training. So hopefully I'll start streaming that so I don't look like a big ass asshole losing to everybody. Or at least some people. I don't mind losing, but I lose to everybody. I'm gonna get pissed. Anyway, yeah, thank you again for tuning in. Make sure you tune in to me again on my Twitch. It's here around House 84, and make sure you support Black Lives Matter and Happy Pride Month. And that's for me. That's it for me. I'm passing it down to the holiest of blacks.
The holiest of blacks. Love it.
Dude, I thought he was. Wait a minute. I thought that was Sherman Hemsley. Amen.
Amen.
Wish y'all were here.
Oh my
help
God, I
me.
remember that show.
Yeah, I wish I was helping me here jump rope so we can reenact that shit. But
The true story.
I was like, we'll do it when
time,
it's
my
over.
friend.
This is Black Caesar, you know, giving my deepest love and well wishes to, you know, all my brothers and sisters out there in the struggle. Happy Pride Month. And, you know, let's try to work together and, you know, get through this in one piece, man. I mean, you know, the pandemic, the police brutality, all the violence, let's just move forward to it so we can just, you know, make this, you know, better for everybody. You know what I mean? We all matter. Take care.
Yes.
Similarly.
And over to you, my dude.
Once again, I'm your boy, Riz Yasendu, a.k.a. Sir Wednesday, Scourge of the Internet. Peace out. It's been great. Don't forget, hit us up, 973-370-3115. Leave a message, leave a comment. challenge freaking around house to a fight on the internet, whatever. Or just, if you have any topics you want to fucking talk about, feel free to leave us a message or a text, whatever. Thanks for participating. Thanks for watching. We love you. Peace.
Deuces.
And don't be bitches, make us famous.
Right.
Please, please. These bills don't pay themselves.